Yeah, that's not, she's saying it's an insecurity because she want to make him feel guilty, that she don't have a chance with him. Yeah, honey, just because you beautiful don't mean everybody wants you. That's what it sound like to me. She sound like she's offended that that he's not an option for her because she got a child. Everybody, some people got standards. Some people don't want to have to deal with that drama, and I completely understand.
Ever has taken place.
It is 7 p.m., y'all. I am Marjorie with Purpose. Y'all know I like to be on time. Make sure you hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I come on and go live and post a video. Let's get into this. We talking about Brittany Renner today and Michael Porter Jr. Y'all, this was crazy. So y'all hold your seats and tune in. Let's get into this. I am probably going to watch a good chunk of this interview. Not every second of it, but I'm just going to point out some very important discussions they have throughout the course of this interview. This is a reaction channel. If this is your first time coming here, again, this is Marjorie with Purpose, and this is a reaction channel, so I will be pausing and sharing my thoughts. If you don't like that, you're not required to stay, my love. You're welcome to go somewhere else. But if you want to watch this with me and hear my thoughts, hear my thoughts and feelings about this interview, then stay tuned. And I'll show funny clips and stuff later. I just want to kind of get this out the way. But hey, Rajay. So let's just begin. Let's see where she starts off.
Later on, correct? How long have you known him? What was that like?
Yeah, I met him. I think we had started kind of like talking in 2019. So kind of like right before he had got drafted, you know. But let's reverse 1 second, because before we go on to that.
So he asked her about an athlete she was dating. She completely left that conversation talking about herself, and she turns it right on to him. And this is what she wants to ask him, and we'll now discuss why this is so interesting.
Because that is whatever. You have made comments.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're asking us about how do we feel being on the other side of it. My question to you is, you have made comments saying that you would never wife someone who has a child with someone in the league. So my question to you is, like, what inspired you to feel that way? And what connotation do you have about women who have a child with a basketball player?
Yeah, that's a good question.
We'd love to hear the answer.
So she want to bring up the fact that he once upon a time said that he would never wife up a woman who has a baby with another player in the league. Listen, he's a basketball player. He knows all the players. All the players know each other. That makes perfect sense to me. He don't want to be having to look these men in the face. I'm Goosey, your baby mom. He's a man of integrity. He got some dignity. It makes perfect sense to me, but she seems so offended by it. Let's see what this brother says.
What is my connotation? I don't have a negative connotation to it. I think that, you know, my right-hand man, Nicodemus, you've met little Nick, I think, or you know about little Nicodemus, the little baby I'm always with, and him and his wife just separated, and Nicodemus has spoken just on the difficulties it brings once you have a child to then like move on. Like, it takes a very understanding person to want to take on that role, and it can get really messy, like when you're going into life with a woman who has a child, and now you have to navigate, like, how close are you going to get with the child? How does the baby daddy feel about you getting close to the child? So I don't have a negative connotation. I feel like for me, because I don't have any kids, it's something that I've always thought I would steer away from. But I truly feel like as I've gotten older, I've realized, like, once you meet someone and you're really down for them, then everything that comes along with them, you can decide if you want to take that on or not. I don't have a negative connotation like, oh, that person has a child, so they're untouchable, and that's like a negative thing. I just feel like you have to weigh it out. You have to, because it does, you know, it comes with a lot if you're willing to take that on. So I don't view it negatively. The comments I said about what comments are you?
He is using pure common sense. Anytime you're dealing with somebody with children, whether you're a player in the league or a regular person, not a you're just a regular life. You work a 9 to 5. You still have to make the decision. Do I want to take on this burden of this person's whole other family? Because that's what that is. Even blended families. I have a good friend that she says like blended families that's a whole other level of difficult, having to decide, having to deal with the other parent of children that aren't yours, having to take the time to make sure to see if the child is even willing to accept you. There's so many dark spots and blind spots and back end things that come into play when you decide you want to take on a person who has children. Never mind if you're someone who doesn't have any children. Now you're deciding you want to be step mommy daddy to children. People say, oh, I'm not looking for a mother, I'm not looking for a father for my child, they already have one. Guess what? Regardless of whether you're looking for one, that child is going to see in that person as a mother or father figure, that step parent as a mother or father figure, whether they already have a parent or not. And all of those things have to be taken into consideration. And my friend was like, girl, I tell people, stay with your person if you can, but keep work it out with your person. I pray, be praying for her and her family, because that blended family situation is no joke. But they still, Lord still work it out. They still working it out. But he ain't no fool. He make perfect sense. She the one. She sounds to me like she trying to guilt him into looking at her. Girl, you ain't even on his radar. You ain't even in the. You ain't even in the same wavelength as this brother. He 27. He enjoying his life.
You specifically talking about?
I think you're talking about when he said that he wouldn't wife somebody that was already.
That had talked to an athlete.
Yeah.
I feel like if you dated like publicly, like a player, it would be hard just because of, I don't know. I just feel like it'd be hard. What do y'all think about that? Do you think that? I'm curious on y'all's thoughts, because to me, like I said in the comments, like it would be tough dating someone's old girl and they just always have that like over you. Like I don't know.
It's tough. Like I feel like
I could be tripping. It could be like an ego thing or like a
insecurity thing.
I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm right. That's just how I've always felt. But I'm open to change. I'm not stuck in my ways.
I feel like I see why guys are hesitant with certain girls, because I even see certain girls and I'm like, you make it hard for us women to be taken seriously as like, mothers versus baby mama, or out here for the wrong thing. So I get that, because I see it and I'm like, you guys are surrounded by it a lot. I just think it's up to you guys to kind of like let those girls out, you know what I'm saying? Because I see what you guys are surrounded by too. So I understand that part of it. But on the flip side, I just feel like the reason why I have stayed true to myself is because you got to make your private life happy and make sure that whoever's coming into yours and your child's world is adding something.
I agree. So is your because I agree with you. Your stance, Brittany, because I've listened to some of your like podcasts and talking to guys and whatever and going back and forth with them. Like, what is your stance on like past? Are you like, once you meet the person, past doesn't really matter? What is your thoughts on that?
I feel like everything someone has encountered up into present day needed to happen. So what?
And I just want to clarify my perspective. Someone not wanting to date someone with children, especially with children, that someone that has children with people within close proximity, that's not an insecurity. That's being aware. You don't want to schnick where you eat. That's being aware of your surroundings. Nobody want to deal with that drama. That's too much drama. And look, anybody dating, if you date someone who has children and you don't have children, you better make sure it's unction from the Holy Spirit telling you that that's your person. Don't do it for no other reason other than that. Because Lord, there's so much with that. But yeah, that's not. She's saying it's an insecurity because she want to make him feel guilty, that she don't have a chance with him. Yeah, honey, just because you beautiful don't mean everybody wants you. That's what it sounds like to me. She sound like she's offended that he's not an option for her because she got a child. Some people got standards. Some people don't want to have to deal with that drama, and I completely understand.
Ever has taken place, whatever puzzle pieces these relationships have given you, I'm not going to judge anyone for it. If I don't want someone to judge me for my past, I cannot judge them. And I feel like, of course, I am always going to be very vocal about that group of people that I feel like, if you have had public relationships or you've just lived a very public life like myself, I always found myself going to bat for and being that voice for that. Because, for me, it's like, I live my life out loud. Like, I mean, pretty much everything I've done, you can Google and find it. So I feel like you not wanting children, like with someone who already has a kid because you don't have children, is a very different energy than, oh, you dated this basketball player who took you seriously, who you thought was your end game, and like, I wouldn't look at you as that. Like, to me, that's very egotistical. Again, your preference, you're allowed that. But I also think it's kind of like, okay, like.
I feel like it's honestly, it might be the way most men are wired versus how women are wired. Like, I feel like most women, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all don't care as much about past as men. And I feel like that's because y'all have a gift of being more forgiving, being more graceful, being more this, all these things. And men seem to like, dudes will get mad over some stuff that happened 5 years ago when you weren't even with them. Like, I don't know what that is in men. I feel like,
I don't know if that's necessarily I in real life, I know plenty of women getting wifed up, getting married with babies, with a past that they man know very well about. So this social media brain. This is a social media thing. This ain't what's going on in real life. I know so many women that have previous babies, previous baby daddies, and are married. So I don't know what this narrative all of a sudden is that, oh, men don't want women with kids. I know women with kids ain't having no problem finding no man. None. Ain't having no issue. I don't know what this narrative is. I don't know what they seeing other than the people what's on YouTube. But in real life, these women with kids is finding husbands.
it's just a difference in like how we view a situation. I don't really know if it's necessarily like wrong, but it could very well be an ego thing, and that's not the right way to go about relationships. But at the end of the day, I feel like whatever your preference is, there's someone out there for everyone. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I also feel like though that men collectively not only have like pretty low self-esteem for the most part, or their ego is astronomical. I feel like men fixate a lot on someone's past because they feel that another man can permanently taint a woman. You don't have that power. You just don't. So it's like, again,
you don't think so? You don't think
a man cannot permanently taint me? It's just like,
not because you, maybe you're very a strong, independent woman, but a lot of women are they've had relationships that have completely changed their personalities, the way they trust a man, the way they view men in general. I feel like you can be in a messed up relationship that can really mess you up.
But I think where I'm focusing on, because I think it's, I get what you're saying. You're saying that people can be jaded from whatever experiences they have. But I feel like when it comes to past and a man focusing on what happened 5 years ago, or what man you slept with, or what guy you were with, that is thinking when this man stuck his penis in her, she no longer has value. So that to me is where I challenge like that, because it's like, okay, well, who are y'all having sex with? Yeah. We're the whore.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. That's right, Russia said. Yeah, they hating on us. Yeah, they are. I feel like they intentionally want to make it hard on women who, or they want to make it look like it's difficult for women with children to find a man. But in real life, it's not. It's not. These men don't give a hoot. These men do not give a good cahoot about how many kids you have, how many baby daddies you have. They don't care. They don't care. Not in real life. Social media, the ones is the loudest ones is online. But in real life, these men is wifing up these kids, even if they getting bashed and abused and talk bad about it, whatever. They wifing up these women with kids. And I wanted to say that she said, her whole past, you could Google everything she's done. Mm-hmm. That's exactly why Michael Porter Jr. ain't looking at her. Because you can absolutely see everything she's done online, and he don't look like he that type of brother. He's very sweet, calm mannered, and most women don't know how to appreciate a brother like that. They'll run all over him. Look how she talking to him, just offended for no reason. Now I don't know. I don't watch a lot of her interviews actually, so I don't know how she talks to every man, but he's a very sweet, well mannered young man, and he's being very polite. He's being very polite, but she's manipulative. She manipulative. She want to try to make him feel bad for his preferences. Girl, please. That's her own insecurity. She talking about men insecure, and men, people like to say men this and women that. All human beings are affected by their negative experiences. All of us, bad relationships we're in, we're all affected by it. What a man. He's talking about it in his profession. That's a distraction from winning. Yeah, really, really though, for real. He ain't really, because she's older. Shaking my head. Yeah, she's older and she done been around the block several times. She got business. She got business. She got business being with him. She thinks she do. Hey, what a man. Yeah, she thinks she do. Girl, please. He ain't even. You ain't even in the same atmosphere as that brother.
But who are we all fucking? You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of where it's like,
Oh, I forgot this has profanity. Excuse the profanity. Oh, she don't got no business. I gotcha. Okay, she don't got no business. No, she don't. No, it ain't even about her age. She don't believe in God. He come from a wholesome family. He talks about that. He talks about that a little bit, but she ain't. They unequally yoked. She don't even believe in God. Yeah, but we'll talk more about that. But
yes, we're aware of double standards. We all love them when it benefits us. But the truth of the matter is, it's like, if you meet somebody that makes sense, whether they have a kid, whether they've been with someone publicly that was in the league, it's like, why miss out on the potential love of your life just because some guy dated her and it didn't work out? They were meant to have a kid. They moved on. It's just like I said, but
that's the mature. That's probably the mature mindset. No, 100%. I wish I could think like that.
Off that too. It's like, why are we seen as like the baggage? Like, why do we, when it's like a blessing?
Mama, and, baby daddy.
And also, right. And also, like, I really thought, and so did my ex, we thought we were endgame. And then Zoe came before that. So honestly, it showed me that actually you were not my endgame.
Yeah.
So it's like, I had to learn in a different
I think it's the same ideology is the reason why men like some type of like purity in a woman, but women don't really like that in men. Like the girls that a lot of dudes go for is like someone who hasn't done everything in the book and like been around the world and seen everything there is to see and done everything. Like they like to bring like a new experience to a woman. And I feel like women are the opposite. They want a dude who has done his thing, can show him, put him on.
I don't think men want a pure woman. I think men want a woman to pretend like she's pure. He don't want to have to run into her, none of her experiences. He don't want to hear about it because a pure woman ain't going to do the things an experienced woman's going to do. So they get ridiculed for that. She pure, but she ain't trying to do the oral stuff. She ain't trying to do certain positions because she's new, she's fresh. So men really don't want a pure woman. No, they don't. They say they do because it sound good. But as soon as they get on one and she ain't doing the things that the freaks is doing, they leaving, they cheating, whatever. They trying to get her to do things that the freaks is doing. Just get you a freak and be happy. Get you a reformed freak. And thank the Lord for a reformed freak. What I mean by that is a woman who she been out in the streets. I very well believe a woman who's been out in the streets and recognizes, you know what, I ain't missing nothing. I ain't missing nothing. I gotta appreciate a good man. Once she come to the Lord and appreciate, with the things that the Lord has done for her, she absolutely could be an excellent wife. Cause she gonna do all the freaky, sneaky things that she did for free. For a man that didn't care about her, if she got any kind of sense, she gonna do all those things for a good man, for a man that's loving and kind and appreciative to her.